Hey guys, it's me, Trainwriter Railfan. So, I was searching through Thingiverse, and I found this 3D model of an F7. I had this Bachmann F unit that I had been wanting to get a second shell for, so I could paint it into Amtrak Phase 1 for my newly bought Streamliner cars. I had to edit the 3D model so it would fit on the chassis that I had, so I opened up my locomotive to see the shape of the chassis. I started out by just making a box that had the same dimensions as the chassis, but soon realized that that would not fit inside of the 3D model. Over time, I refined the shape of the hole so that it fit inside the chassis properly. Then I had to make all the windows and lights go through to the inside of the shell. The front windows were especially hard due to their irregular shape, but eventually I finished all the windows across the unit. The rear of the unit didn't have much detail, so I added it myself. Now the shell was complete. To reduce the amount of supports needed in the printing, I split it into multiple pieces that could lay flat on the bed. I exported each piece individually and organized them in the slicer. The cab will print with supports due to its numerous overhangs. I prepared the printer to print the shell, then sent it the file. 3 hours and 30 minutes later, the print was complete. Everything seemed like it printed out pretty nicely. Now, I had to remove the supports from the inside of the cab. Now for the moment of truth. Would the cab fit on the chassis? The answer was no. The part that held the headlight in place was too big. Luckily, it was removable. The cab looked really nice on the chassis. When I put the loco on the track and gave it some power, the headlight shined right through the plastic cab. I'm pretty sure I can fix this with a couple layers of paint. The rear of the unit printed with this odd curling effect in the corners. While I reprinted it, I glued together the rest of the pieces. When the rear was done reprinting, I glued it on to the rest of the shell. When I put the shell onto the chassis, there was this gap, which I filled with glue. Hopefully it won't be too noticeable once I've painted the shell. While I was at it, I glued the headlight into place on the chassis. I put the chassis back together and put the shell back on the chassis. I think it turned out really nice. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.